Now, the first part we had now let's discuss the natural resources. We have seen that there are two types of resources. One is natural, other one man-made or the cultural. Today we are going to discuss about natural resources. Natural resources are the contribution of nature. Whatever exists in nature and is usable by man is termed as a natural resource. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the animals and plants around us which we use for our needs, and the metals we use to manufacture things are all natural resources. Like we use it certain resources directly, as I have told earlier. The air we breathe, without which we cannot live. The water we drink, the animals, plants, whatever is in and around us. And the manufacturing things like irons, all these things are natural resources. Now coming to the types of natural resources. Natural resources are classified into different groups depending upon their level of development and use, origin, stock and distribution. We said resources are two types, natural and man-made. Again, natural resources and even natural resources has got different types. That is, it is classified or it is set in a different manner. That is, it can be depending upon their level of development and use, origin, stock and distribution. Let's learn. First one, on the basis of their origin. The natural resources we are going to learn on the basis of their origin. On the basis of their origin, natural resources can be divided into two main categories, namely biotic resources, abiotic resources. Two types of resources, that is biotic resources and abiotic resources. Now, what are these biotic resources? Biotic resources are substances obtained from living beings. They include vegetations, birds, domestic animals, and wildlife. Biotic resources are obtained from living beings. It can be vegetation, birds, domestic animals, and wildlife. Put in the bracket, everything within the biosphere which has some utility for man is a biotic resource. What do you mean by the biotic resource? Everything within the biosphere which has some utility for man is a biotic resource. Vegetation can give rise to economic activities like forestry and lumbering, pastoral farming and agriculture. Animals and fishes can be used for livestock raising, dairy farming and fisheries. Now, we heard seen everything within the biosphere which has some utility for man is a biotic resource. Now we see, when we look at outside, forestry and lumbering, pastoral farming and agriculture, animals and fishes can be used for livestock raising, dairy farming, fisheries, etc. Man himself is a biotic resource Please underline, man himself is a biotic resource. He is often termed as human resource. It is most important resource because the use and development of all other resources is determined by man, humans. See, man himself is a biotic resource. He is often termed as human resource. It is the most important resource. Human beings are the most important resource. Why? Because the use and development of all other resources is determined by humans. The humans, with their intelligence, transform naturally occurring substances into usable resources. Like, there are many things that are present in the world. Can the animals make use of it as the human being use it? No. Whereas human being, they use their intelligence, they use their means and ways to utilize what are the things that are present in the world. Second part, abiotic resources. Abiotic resources are non-living substances. Underline please, what is abiotic resources are non-living substances. They include air, water, land or soil, rocks and minerals in the earth crust. They can be used directly. For example, the land can be used as a site for a house and rocks can be used to build the house. They can be used indirectly. For example, minerals can be extracted from the earth and be used in industries to make various products. Abiotic resources are not living substances. Example, air, water, land, soil, all these things. These things man uses to make for his own utility, for his own usefulness. Now we coming to the second part of the types of natural resources, that is on the basis of their exhaustibility. Resources may be classified into the following groups. First one is renewable or inexhaustible resources. What is renewable or inexhaustible resources? Renewable means we can renovate it, we can make it once again. Thus such things will never end from in this world, on the earth. That is inexhaustible resources. Second one, non-renewable or exhaustible resources. That is, once it is over, it is over forever. Non-renewable or exhaustible resources. Now let's learn first about renewable or inexhaustible resources. Flow resources. The other page number 118, we have seen that chart that the flow resources is a renewable abiotic natural resource. Now flow resources are best examples of exhaustible resources. They include, underline please, the renewable resources include sunlight, wind, water, air, etc. Now put it in the bracket. From time means from the beginning, from time immemorial, water and air are being used by men. They can be repeatedly used as they are replenished by natural process. As a stock is continuous, they are called flow resources. What do you mean by the flow resources? From our memory, from our great grandparents, we were using water, air, sunlight, etc. are being used by man. They can be repeatedly used as they are replenished by natural process. As we use, it is going on. They are producing, getting, we are getting. So they can be repeatedly used as they are replenished by natural process. As a stock is continuous, they are called flow resources. Flow means a kind of flowing, running. It never ends. But the quantity of sunlight is not affected due to its unjudicious use. With advancement of science and technology, we are able to make better use of these flow resources. So as the time passes by, we find new things. Technologically, scientifically, we are growing day by day. So we are using it, the sun, even in a different manner. With the advancement of science and technology, we are able to make better use of these flow resources. Power is also generated from solar energy. The force of wind and wave and even heat from Earth's interior is now being used to generate energy. Now, we are receiving the heat from the sun, but also the heat is utilized to make the power is energy or the electricity, whatever, in different ways, solar energy we are using it. Renewable resources are those which do not get exhausted with use. They may be temporarily diminished with use but are renewed again by natural process or proper management. For example, fertility of soil, that is in the page. Fertility of soil in agricultural lands is reduced with use but may be increased again by addition. The last part, proper management, this is another page 120. A proper management, for example, fertility of soil in agricultural lands is reduced with use but may be increased again by addition of manures. We have seen our parents may be putting a lot of manure, cow dung and all those things in the land to increase the fertility, to grow the plants, the paddies and all more. Biotic resources are renewable resources. They can multiply and are naturally renewed by the process of reproduction. For example, forests can be regenerated by afforestation. I'll discuss this page once again later.